Joining us now on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline is one of the two, Jeremy Spencer. He is Spencer Linton. Spencer, how are you?
Oh, I am fantastic. I have country music in my heart. I'm feeling good.
You've also, and I thought this was very, very disrespectful of Ben Bagley, the producer, to post on Facebook and Instagram the meal you all had last night, the Nashville hot chicken. That's like my one thing I wanted, and I saw all of that on the table, and it just killed me to not be able to partake.
Earn notice on it, and I'm paying the price. That's for sure.
So what did you guys do? You guys got in, I don't know, it was probably what, closer to 7 o'clock. What did you guys do last night in Nashville? It's the first time for all of us being in Nashville. Is that right?
I've been to Nashville before, but for the majority of the people, this is their first time there. When we got in, we went right to the restaurant, to Hattie B's, ate the hot chicken, and then after that, we were all done, man. Like that type of meal, you can't do anything after that.
Just went straight to sleep, huh?
Straight to bed, out.
Went night-night.
So, like, we're going to go to the Grand Ole Opry tonight. You said you have country music in your heart. Are you a country music guy?
I appreciate talent. I'm not like a huge country music fan, but there's a ton of talent, and I appreciate that for sure. And I love you guys' question of the day as well. So let's just dive right into that.
Well, yeah.
Yep,
go ahead, Brian. Ask him refresh everybody's memory on our question of the day.
Let's do it. What country music song would you use to describe the upcoming BYU football season?
So how would you answer that, Spencer?
I'm rewinding to the year 1955, Jason, which is the great year of Back to the Future, right? They go back to 1955.
Yeah, November 15th, 1955.
Yes. I don't know if it's November 15th, but I'm still in the year, and I'm going to go to a country music artist named Porter Wagner, and he wrote a song called A Satisfied Mind. And I think every BYU fan is going to have a satisfied mind after the 2019 college football season.
Why is that? Why is that, Spencer?
Well, who does BYU play first, Brian Logan? Answer me that question.
A team up north that we will not mention.
104 days, by the way, Spencer.
Yes, 104 days away. And what do most BYU fans say matters most in the 2019 season?
A win over Utah.
That's right.
Win over Utah.
Which would grant every BYU fan a satisfied mind in the entire 2019 season.
Will they still have a satisfied mind if, let's say, they have another losing season, but they end up beating Utah?
Yeah, well, so the premise of the song is the guy that wrote the song, his father asked him a question and said, "Who's the richest man in the world?" And the guy said, "I don't know, the guy who has the most money." And he's like, no, it's the man with a satisfied mind. And so as I translate that into context, it's not going to be that BYU wins every game, but they'll win the one that matters most to give all fans a satisfied mind.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too.
I like the thought process. That's not just like throwing something out there. That took a lot of thought and like an inner monologue almost there. That was impressive.
You know what? I would really like to appreciate that. Going back to Jason just now in his statement, and me and David Nixon, we said this a lot, and Uncle B as well, is when BYU loses to teams that they're not supposed to lose to, Northern Illinois, whatever the case is. This is on paper, right? We don't necessarily get bothered by the loss. We get upset when it's just not competitive. Like if I know that the team played hard and and maybe didn't have a lot of mistakes, or we know that they left it all on the field, my mind would have been satisfied. Every loss, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. But when you don't see that on the field, I think that get you to go a little bit crazy. And we have long nights at Baskin Robbins and we get chocolate wasted and so on and so forth.
So Spencer,
hey, when in Nashville, let's all wax poetic, right?
Indeed. Well, you're in Nashville for the BYU Fan Fest tomorrow. It's a 2-hour BYU Sports Nation broadcast. It will be 1 to 3 Eastern time on BYU TV and BYU Radio. You, Spencer, myself, a cast of thousands, including a lot of players and coaches. Give everybody an idea of who will be part of that 2-hour broadcast.
Okay, so it is the A-list guest lineup for BYU fans, starting with Trevor Maddich, who is a Nashville native. So Maddich Monday becomes Maddich Saturday tomorrow, and we're hanging out in his digs, along with the head coach of BYU Football, Kalani Sitake, the head basketball coach of BYU Basketball, Mark Pope. We've got TJ Haws lined up, Zach Wilson, the quarterback, among others. So it's going to be a loaded show, fantastic showing that we're expecting from the Fan Fest in Nashville, and can't wait. It's going to be a great time. And I know that the alumni base, we met with Seth Killingbeck, who is the president of the alumni chapter here in Nashville, and he said that the people in the South are just thrilled. They're coming from all over. They've sold a bunch of tickets for this, and people are ready. They're ready to party, man.
That's kind of lead to my next question is, what's the buzz, just you being out in the streets or just in the hotel? I'm sure you're representing the Y, wearing the gear and whatnot, but have you had anybody approach you, so far?
Well, we met with some of the alumni chapter folks last night, and interestingly enough, we bumped into a former BYU men's volleyball player last night who came up to us and wanted to talk about how great BYUtv was and the coverage there. So, yeah, I mean, even in Nashville, we have the random occurrences where we run into people, which we were not anticipating anything would happen last night. And you better believe we're repping the Y. In fact, it's a White Pants Friday, Brian and Jason.
Ooh.
So I'll have my white pants on, rocking the royal blue polo.
There we go.
Nice.
Spencer?
I'm wearing all black, man, for the funeral for this first game, the opponent. So
Okay,
yeah,
I like the way you're
well,
thinking.
you can wear all black for Johnny Cash, Brian.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that, too.
He's the man in black. That was his name, his nickname.
Nope, I got redemption on my mind.
Okay. Spencer, appreciate you taking a few minutes, and please don't forget to pick me up at the airport tonight.
Don't miss your flight, Jason, because I would never do that, right?
Thanks, Spencer. Appreciate it. Well, I will see you in a couple of hours, and everybody will see and hear from you tomorrow on the 2-hour BYU Sports Nation broadcast.
You got it. A satisfied mind, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Spencer Linton joining us on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your financial future.